Hi there folks, my name's NovaWrap and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are for another exciting episode on Sunday the 15th of July 2018, and we're going to kick straight into it with a release I forgot in last week's episode. So sorry about that to fans of classic aviation. The guys over at Carenado did release their rendition of the D18S, or in other words the Beechcraft Model 18. Now, the D18S is actually sort of fairly interesting in the fact that it was actually the first version produced after the end of the Second World War, and in that regard, it was the first one that was designed expressly, since the post-war era, that was designed expressly for civilian use. So the original the original concept of the Beechcraft Model 18 was is sort of like a small feeder aircraft that would actually sort of use smaller feeder airlines moving into sort of bigger aircraft as they went on. And then, of course, it was co-opted and worked during the Second World War in a wide variety of roles. But yeah, the D18S was actually as I said, the first version that was actually produced post the end of the Second World War. And it was designed again to sort of go back to its original origins of actually being that sort of feeder airline. In that case, it was designed to have a seating for 8 passengers plus the cockpit and co-pilot up the front end, with a max takeoff weight of over 8,000 pounds, nearly 4,000 kilos. So and it would have a stupidly large amount produced. There would be over 1,000 of them produced, and many of them still survive into service today, and actually sort of still provide as both use as in more regional as well more remote areas of the world, as well as being used as sort of flying historical aircraft as well. So this is a rendition of the D18S provided to us from Carenado. Now, as we've come to expect, it has a beautifully high definition detailed model of the actual external and both internal features of the aircraft, fully compatible with the extended ESP range, including FSX and FSX Steam Edition and prepared version 2 through 4, along with full integration with Flight 1 and Reality XP avionics as well. Now also includes a full cold and dark start option, or ready to taxi option as well. 7 high definition liveries, as well as a blank livery view. Full customized flight dynamics, tested by actual real pilots as well. Realistic night effects and real behavior as compared to a real aircraft as well, and a high definition sound set from an actual real D18S as well. So pretty cool, pretty interesting stuff. As I said, something that we've come to expect from the guys over at Carenado, and still coming in at their reasonable price tag, coming in at $35 US or your original equivalent, available now from the Carenado's web store or your favorite flight sim retailer. Right, now, moving into releases for this week, we're going to move into the scenery releases for the ESP world, and we're going to have a look at the first one from the guys over at FSDG. So, they've continued releasing airports from their Light series by releasing the airport of La Ramona International Airport in Campo de Casa in the Dominican Republic. So, this is the Light series aims to sort of capture the fact that, we were sort of looking for promote the sort of high quality airport, but, at a very affordable price, by sort of only sort of focusing on the actual airport itself and not sort of doing many of the things that we see about sort of surrounding areas and things beyond the airport boundary. So in this case, this is designed to actually portray the airport as it appears at the end of looks like the end of 2017, and it goes through and again sort of continues its vein of actually finding airports that is really not represented by pretty much anyone at all. So now this is fully compatible with the extended ESP range, so your FSX Steam Edition and prepared version 3 and 4. Now this gives full accurate rendition of the airport as it appears at the end of 2017, optimized for great performance, high definition models, high definition textures for the airport's buildings and for the scenery and for the tarmacs as well. Realistic shadows and light renditions, featuring use of dynamic lighting for prepared V4 users, and also designed to be fully compatible with AI traffic setups as well, and fully compatibility with all the major sort of general scenery add-ons as well. So again, a reasonably good looking product for a fairly affordable price. So this one's coming in for about €10, so coming in just less than $12. So definitely sort of picks it up in the affordability stakes. And this one, if you are wanting to go somewhere different in the Caribbean, might be one you might want to invest in. This one's available now from the FSDG web store or your favorite flight sim retailer, available now. In another scenery release for this week, the guys over at Fly Design have released their rendition of the EPKK, or John Paul II International Airport in Krakow in Poland. So, this airport, they've actually already done a rendition of this airport, but for X-Plane 11, and they've brought it now over across into the world of Prepared. Now, this one is a Prepared V4 exclusive, so it only works for Prepared V4, and no word on if they will be releasing it for other renditions of the ESP platform. But for now, though, it is a rendition of not only of the airport, but also of the surrounding area as well. So it includes full HD buildings for all the airport buildings, as well as major landmarks of the nearby town as well. Includes up-to-date rendition of the airport, include as it appears at the start of 2018, including the brand new terminal and the new tower building that have been completed, as well as including the military portion of the airfield, because this is a dual-use airfield. It forms the largest domestic hub, the second largest international airport, but also serves as a military airport as well, with a military apron. So you do have a rendition of the static C-295s and static Polish Air Force F-16s as well. So looking pretty spectacular, this one. The photoreal blending looks not bad as well, sort of your usual caveats that you get with photoreal, but nice use of hand-placed autogen and sort of 3D models as well for the surrounding area. So looking fairly good, pretty impressive. As I said, they've already done this one for X-Plane 11 earlier this year, and so they brought it now across to the Prepared V4 world. Essentially, it seems very, very similar. The main difference is that it doesn't seem to support animated jetways. Now, that may be something that it may not be the case, or maybe looking at adding it in the future, but the animated jetways did work in the X-Plane version, but don't appear to have been included in the Prepared version. That might be an omission from the fact sheet from the developer, I don't know, but I couldn't see any sort of clarification when I think I'm reading about it. So, the other thing interesting to note as well, and I'm a bit surprised by this, it's actually more expensive. So the X-Plane 11 version of the scenery is 15 euros, or around about sort of $18, whereas this one, the prepared version, is coming in at 20 euros, so about 24, 25 US dollars. So it's interesting that they're charging more for it, but don't seem to actually sort of have anything different. So anyway, but yeah, if you want to pick this one up, this one's available over at the Fly Design website, and over at their online store, available now. Moving out of scenery releases, but sticking with the Prepared platform and moving to the, this is sort of like the elephant in the room, isn't it? So yes, Aerosoft have finally come to the party with their long-awaited update of their A318 and A319 release to their professional standard, aka Prepared V4 exclusive. So this isn't, okay, so it is... In a part, it is an update for a product they've had out for a number of years. So they've had the Aerosoft have had their rendition of the A318 and A319 out for a number of years for F6, F16 edition, and Prepared V3. But they've been hinting at sort of an update to this professional standard. There was a rebuilt version of it for a number of years now, and it's finally become available and been released. Now, in their description, I'm not going to go into the features of it too much because it's an insane level of detail that comes through here. But but in their words, though, it is a balance of the fact that it is designed to actually, simulate everyday operations of the aircraft. And aircraft systems are a tool, not the goal. Which I really want to highlight to people, actually, that the number of times that flights get cancelled because of engine failures is pretty damn rare. It's usually more likely your flight will get cancelled because the toilet got backed up. Just throwing it out there. But anyway, moving on. So yeah, this is a release that's come out for this one. It's been available. It's been awaited for a while for Prepared V4. Now is available. Now, as I said before, the Aerosoft are saying that it is not simply a recompile of their previous release of this. It does have a slew of new features, and for the look of it, it does have full. It takes a lot of advantage of a lot of the new sort of rain effects and weather effects, a lot of texture and lighting updates that have sort of came out with Prepared V4. A lot of stuff licensed and borrowed from the guys at TFDI as well, with their True Glass and their Real Light as well as a whole slew of updates to avionics, non-standard animations, manuals, details, custom fly-by-wires. etc., etc., etc. Just very interesting stuff as well. And listening to the community as well from some of the things that they from their previous releases, going through things like having tiller, the tiller being accompanied by an additional axis, advanced brakes and braking modeling has been included, engine models fully updated and more accurate now. The one thing though that does strike me with it, although they say it's not just a recompile, the model can't have changed that much because of the fact that although in the in the download it includes 13 different models with 15 liveries, it says that over 2,000 additional liveries are available. Now, to me, that basically says it's the same external model that we had in the previous version, because I'm pretty sure that Aerosoft haven't thrown together 2,000 liveries for it, or haven't been created in less than a week from release. So yeah, make of that what you will, but yes, just wanted to point that out. But anyway, otherwise, as I said, this is an exclusive to Prepared v4.3 as well. So if you're still running 4.2 or any previous iteration of version 4, then you will not work for you. It will only be version 4.3 now. Now this is coming in at a price of $61 US. If you're wanting to grab this one now. Now, a word of warning as well, that there are a lot of the features that Aerosoft have been plugging for it, including their connected flight deck, which allows people to actually do multi-crew via a sort of private network. That is not available at launch, and this is almost like an early access product. There are a lot of features as well that are coming that are not available as yet. So for more details, please go and have a look at you can have a look at the actual sort of release topic on the Aerosoft forums to go what is available, what's not available, and what's already been recognized as being broken. So just bear in mind that you essentially are buying an early access product, just FYI. The other thing as well is that there is going to be a second release, because previously, of course, Aerosoft had their A320-21 for FSX and Prepared. They will be doing that bringing that into the professional range as well. So you can purchase, if you want to pre-purchase, you can purchase a bundle for $81 US if you so desire, to actually grab both versions. So you can grab the A319 now by buying the bundle, and then once the 2021 is available, you'll get that as well. So just if you wanted to get the bigger cousin as well down the track. So anyway, so this one is available now if you so desire. Now, if you are a previous user of the A318, A319, or A320-21 from for its previous iteration for FSX and Prepared V3, then you are eligible for an upgrade discount. So please sign into your account to find out more details about that. Available now from the Aerosoft website or your favorite web store, flight simulation web store. Available now. Oh, that was such a damn mouthful. Anyway. Alright, so that wraps up the ESP platform news for this week. We're going to move now into the world of X-Plane, and sticking with Aerosoft, funnily enough. So the guys over at Aerosoft have released their rendition of the Friedrichshafen airport for X-Plane 11. Now this one comes from the developers of Peter Hailmeyer and Kevin Barton. Now, this is sort of the continuation of their German airport series. And it's the actual representation of the airport as it appears again at the start of 2018. So we're seeing a lot more sort of active stuff coming through here. You get a full rendition of the high-resolution, high-detail rendition of all the airport buildings and facilities, including high-resolution photoreal ground textures for the airport and the surrounding area as well. All updated nav aids as well, including ILS, VOR, DME, NDB, and ATIS has all been updated as well with all its frequencies. Fully compatible and full use of all the PBR materials and dynamic lighting, including night lighting as well for X-Plane 11. Multiple scenery effects have been included as well, including animated tanker trucks, 3D models, static aircraft models have included, and also a 3D static model of the Zeppelin from the Zeppelin dock that is there. Yes, Zeppelins do still fly in Germany, folks. Yes, they do, while still operating and giving seamless high quality performance as well. So looking pretty damn impressive, as always, from most of the content as well. As I said, exclusive for X-Plane 11. Now, interesting as well is the fact that is not only is they've done a simultaneous release and not the usual delay for Steam Edition, like there's usually about a week or 2 weeks delay for Aerosoft when they're releasing on Steam, but this one's come out as simultaneous release. So you can pick this one up either direct from the Aerosoft web store, or we can pick it up if you are a Steam Edition user, you can pick it up for Steam on the Steam DLC as well. Coming in the same price, $21 available now. Alright, well that was a quick visit to the X-Plane world, and now moving out into another flight simulator that I don't cover very often, but a whole slew of content has been released for this simulator this week in the terms of IL-2 Sturmovik. So, IL-2 Sturmovik Battle of Stalingrad is sort of like the latest iteration of the IL-2 franchise, which has been going now for, I want to say, about 20 years now. I'm starting to feel quite old, actually. But anyway, so yeah, IL-2 Sturmovik, so Battle of Stalingrad came out a few years ago, quite a few years ago now, but has been still in sort of active development from the guys over at 1C Game Studios. And they've come out with a whole slew of new additional content this week. So they've come out with 2 sort of major expansion packs, and then some individual aircraft expansion packs as well. So the first one we saw was the release of the Battle of Kuban. So this is the sort of 3rd installment of the sort of major sort of campaign, sort of dynamic campaign sort of things as well, which gives you the sort of third major rendition of large-scale aerial battles that were fought during the Eastern Front during the Second World War. Now, this is the 3rd Eastern Front its area of operations. Now, and interestingly enough, it was always planned as part of their roadmap, because now when you combine with the actual sort of core sim, along with the other DLC, Battle of Moscow, you actually now get in their words, the whole Eastern Front pilot experience, starting your career mode, starting with your career near Moscow in 1941, continuing on through the Battle of Stalingrad in 1942 to 1943, and then continuing on to the Battle of Kuban in 1943. So this interesting thing is actually the career mode time frame includes historically accurate front lines, airfields, and squadrons, and weather for each day of the period, which is from the April 17th to October the 9th, 1943. So yeah, full use of the career mode, dynamic career mode for this one. As I said, it's a full integration with previous stuff as well. You get 8 aircraft are included to be able to use during this scenario as well, including from the Russian side of things. You get the Yak-7B Series 36, the IL-2 AM-38F, and the Lend-Lease P-39L1 Air Cobra, and the A-20B Havoc, all in authentic markings. For the side of the Luftwaffe, you get the Bf-109G4, the Focke-Wulf 190A5, Bf-110G2, and the HE-111H6. So all included with their full high resolution, high detail, beautifully done flight dynamics as well. So if you're looking for a challenge for World War II sims, I would definitely be saying look at IL-2. My good friend and fellow YouTuber Belgio has been mucking around with it, and he's absolutely loving it, and definitely thinking it is miles better than, and at least I think in his words he was saying it's on par, if not superior, than the World War II experience from DCS. And coming from him as a DCS player, that is quite the statement to make. It really is. There you go. What you also get with the Battle of Kuban add-on, you also get the Sea Dragons historical campaign, which is an actual sort of scripted, driven 15 mission campaign, where you actually go through actual historical events and historical actual engagements that occurred. So it's not just a sort of historical-esque career mode, it's an actual, these 15 missions actually happened in the period of April to October 1943 again. So, and that's all for the IL-2 AM-38F. So very interesting, very highly detailed rendition of this as sort of for that period of time. So quite a lot of content coming in there, it's coming in normally $50 coming in at a launch special 10% off for $45 available now on Steam. In the other major release from the IL-2 Sturmovik stables, we saw the release of the Blazing Step miniature campaign. So this is a historical campaign, so much like that. Much like that sort of secondary Sea Dragons historical campaign, which is a 15 mission campaign for the Yak-1 Series 69, which is set in the period of August to September 1942, which actually sort of goes through and actually period of the high intense air combat over the city of Stalingrad, as the German armor was sort of pushing hard towards to try and take the city. The Russians were attempting to sort of prevent the Germans from actually achieving full air superiority over it as well. So they were throwing resources into it from all over the Russian state to actually sort of defend this city. So it's a very interesting set of campaign. Again, high detailed renditions. This uses existing content, and as it's more just a mission pack, and accordingly has a reflective price. So it's normally $10 or a launch special for $8.50, available now on Steam. In the other set of releases for the week, we saw what it can only be sort of described as a large number of additional aircraft to be put out through. So in IL-2, they put them any aircraft that are not core to the sim. They call them collector planes. So this is essentially what they do is they give you the option, the ability to be able to essentially unlock these aircraft in your custom mission mode. So because one of the great things about IL-2 is the fact that you can create your own missions, custom missions, and share them with the community. So these gives you a whole range of, again, beautifully, incredibly highly detailed aircraft from various parts of the of both sides, of both the Luftwaffe and the Russian sort of side of the Allied side of the conflict, in authentic color schemes with authentic flight models and very highly detailed renditions of it. Now, previously we've seen some sort of interesting choices, and again we see some very interesting titles, some very familiar ones and some very not familiar ones as well. So the runs that were released were the Lavochkin LA5 FN Series 2, the BF109 G6, the Spitfire Mark 5B, which of 143 were used by the Russian forces during the 1943 period, the Henschel HS-129 Tank Buster, the Junkers Ju-52 Transporter in some very interesting liveries, not only authentic military liveries, but also some civilian liveries as well during the sort of interwar and post-war period, and the Russian Yakolov Yak-1B fighter. So slew of aircraft all coming in for $17 each, except for the Junkers 52, which comes in at $22. Nominal price of $20 and $25 respectively, as they're coming in at a bit of a launch discount at the moment. As I said, one of the things I have to say is that IL-2 is incredibly detailed, so do not sort of think that you can sort of jump in and fly for these ones, because they are definitely sort of designed to be a very highly detailed renditions of this, but still accessible, but yeah, very highly detailed renditions, so looking pretty damn amazing. So there you go. If any of those aircraft do take your fancy and you want to add them to your IL-2 Sturmovik collection, please head over to their individual Steam stores. All the links will be in the description down below, and enjoy your simulated aviation experience over the Eastern Front. Right, wraps up the flight simulation news for this week. Moving into other simulation news this week, and the only ones that I could really find, there was quite a bit of train simulation news this week. Starting with the Trials Over Train Simulator releasing their latest route add-on, which is the Portsmouth direct line of London Waterloo to Portsmouth. So Portsmouth is possibly is a very important port. For all sort of Portsmouth and Southampton, two very important ports for Britain, whether it be for passengers or freight, it doesn't really matter, but they're very, very important parts of carrying Britain overseas. And this is the one to go to Portsmouth, which also features a very important naval base as well to this day. So it was the second port to be connected to London by the London and Branch Railway and Docks Company, and it was in partnership with the Great Western Railway as well. So this is the line as it appears, essentially in modern times, sort of like into the 2000s, complete with a range of trains included. Now this is a rework. Now previously Portsmouth Direct Line had actually been previously released for the Train Sim World, but this is a remastering of it with adding an additional 20 miles of railway to actually take it all the way to London Waterloo. So previously it sort of stopped short of Waterloo Station, but now it goes all the way through to Waterloo, as well as giving you all the way to the coastline as well. Now with this reworking, now I don't know if there is any discount for if you are a previous owner of the original version of the Portsmouth direct line. There's no information about that. It seems to it looks like it potentially may only be it may be a new purchase only, which is a little disappointing if it is a remaster. So, I know it's sort of improved and whatever, but it'd be nice to give it a bit of a loyalty discount. But anyway, but yeah, so Dovetail, if you do have a loyalty discount, you might want to let us know, or sort of put something on the side about that, just FYI. But anyway, otherwise, as I said, this is coming through with as I said, it's a full rework of it, including a full overhaul of the graphics and the scenery and the mesh. Bring it up to date, and including multiple lines. Now you get included with this one, you get 3 trains included. Sorry, you get 4 trains included. You get the British Rail classes 444, 450, 455, and 377. So the 444, 450, and 455 in the Southwest Trains livery, and the 377 in the Southern Trains livery as well. You have full updated cab and passenger views, re-engineered exterior models for each of the trains, re-engineered traction and braking physics, and re-engineered sounds for most of the engines as well, and a full rendition, as I said, of the 69 miles between London Waterloo and Portsmouth Harbour, including a additional 1.5 miles for the Hampton Court branch line as well. So looking pretty interesting. Also comes with a range of scenarios as well, including 7 career scenarios for all the different trains and all the different tactics as well as 3 railfan scenarios as well, and as always fully compatible with all Steam Workshop scenarios and quick drive as well. So this one's coming in at a price of $40 US, or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. In the other releases from the Train Simulator world this week, we saw 2 releases of the Caledonian Railway 45-foot rolling stock, I think that's what they're called. So this is a sort of set of carriages used by the Caledonian Railways of Scotland. Now these would actually sort of first be introduced, originally designed in the 1890s, entering service in that same period of time, and would actually go on until and serve onwards until into the late 1930s. They would actually go through a very interesting design, with actually sort of redesigned to actually make utilization of gas lighting, and they would actually continue using gas lighting all the way through until some of those carriages would still use gas lighting all the way through to their in retirement as well. Now this includes so each of these 2 packs includes the brake composite, brake third, composite first and third class rolling stock. The difference between these two releases is that one is for the original color scheme of the Caledonian Railway colors, in both internally and externally. The other one is for the sort of after they were actually sort of repainted into the LMS livery, which came on later on down the track, so then later in their service. So very interesting sort of setup here. Probably more of a fan for historical, for those who enjoy historical things as well. Come from developer Matrix Trains and released available now on Steam. So coming in at $5 US for each of these packs, if you so desire to add to expand your train simulation experience. Alright, and with that rolling stock, that does now wrap up the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Just a word, I am travelling for business, for work over the next few weeks, so I shall endeavour to keep the news flowing to you all, but episodes may be a little bit late, but we shall see how we go. Otherwise, folks, as always, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.